right through it. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Alright. So as you guys can see, I'm down in the man cave, my own little corner of the house. Got the deer heads, turkey fan, my guns and stuff. And this is also where my bench press is. So if you see me lean back and start pumping some iron, don't be surprised. But I am going to be attempting to fix my chainsaw. So, anybody who doesn't know what happened, basically I was being stupid and cutting a tree. It was too windy. It pinched on the bar, and then the tree ended up going back the wrong direction. Fell over, bent the bar all up, and the chainsaw fell down just like it is right here. And I thought it was going to be all right, but then that tree kicked up. Thank God I didn't reach for it. Came back down on top of the handle and busted the handle right here. You can see it busted that. That's about a $50 repair. And then it busted this fuel tank that I have on here. But everything else seems like it's good. It did keep running for a little bit. I made sure to turn it so all the fuel didn't run out of it. And I held it right here and it ran. So I'm hoping that nothing is internally wrong with it, because that's way over my pay grade, because I'm by no means a mechanic. But basically, you have to buy this rear handle, the whole entire kit, to replace this this little fuel tank on it. I'm hoping it's not too awful difficult. It doesn't look like it based on just looking. I don't really have to take much apart. I'm going to take the filter off the back and take, obviously, this all out. And then figure out how the ignition and everything goes through there. So this ought to be interesting, to say the least. I couldn't find anything online about it. I didn't look too awful hard, but I couldn't find anything when I searched on YouTube, so I figured I'd put this out there. So stick with me, and I'll start working on this. So first things first, I can tell I'm going to have to take this back cover off. Alright, so I know for sure I got to take this handle off. So that's some sort of star bit looking thing. Got this toolbox. So I'll go ahead and show y'all what I've done. So, like I said, I took this off, filter and everything, and then I had to take that side panel off right here to get to a bolt. And then it looks like there was also, I shouldn't have to worry about that. I took the handle off, but because that was broken, I don't have to worry about that. So there's a spring right here. But, so I unloosened a bolt right here on the other side of the dogs, but you can't get it out because I think I'm going to have to take off the reservoir for the oil. I'm going to see what I can do before I do that, before I actually commit to that. But I think it should work pretty well. I definitely have some movement already, so I don't think I'm going to have any trouble getting some of this stuff out of here. And then there's a little side plate that holds a spring right here. Right here. That's literally 3 bolts. I took these 2 little screws out, and then there's one down in this hole that puts tension on that spring that holds it down in there. So that you're going to have something that's long and thin. I used this. Thankfully I had it, and it ended up fitting just fine. So now it looks like I'm going to have to take these 2 bolts out to where the filter goes, right here, and then we'll figure out how I get this. I can definitely get this choke spot out of here. That shouldn't be too difficult, but I'm going to have to loosen this little ignition start stop, see what I can do with that. But Oh, and also there's another little screw on this side next to this spring that I had to take off. So we're working on it. Slowly but surely I'm taking care of it, trying to keep everything together so I don't get confused. Alright guys, well, I think I finally got it. So right here, so if you're looking, there's this little piece right here, and then a spring goes on this section. And that is a pain in the you-know-what to get out of there. I had to try to compress it as much as I could, which it doesn't really compress very much. So I compressed it as much as I could, couldn't quite get it because this tab was holding it. So I loosened up some more stuff, kind of finagled it, and then I just had to take 2 screwdrivers and work this out to where it was sitting on top of this little ridge, and then I just kind of pried on it, and finally I just got it out. So let's see what it looks like. See if everything comes apart. Definitely interesting. Okay guys, so I will go ahead and show y'all. This is the original one. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to take this spring off. I'll put that on the new one. I took the fuel tank cap, took that off. There's a few fuel lines that I had to take off. I'm praying that they're not too bad to put back on there. And it took me a while to figure it out, but I eventually got it. So as you can see, I mean, it's identical. As you can see, everything's identical. So now I should be able to just take everything, put it back together, and then I'll be able to take it out and see if it runs. This isn't too bad. It's probably took me 45 minutes, and I'm not anywhere close to being a mechanic. I'm not mechanically inclined at all. But I just took my time, took pictures of how everything looked, and I took it apart. Now hopefully I can get it back together exactly how it was. Alright. So you can see right here, that's what you're going to end up with. So there was a little ring here somewhere. I'll have to find it. I know it's here somewhere. That you put this through the hole right here, and then there's a little keeper ring that you put on there. It took me forever to figure out how to take off. There it is right here. This little boy right here. So, as you can see, this is for the ignition. There's another little spot right here for a fuel line. Other than that, it really wasn't too awful difficult. Now, for putting it back together, I'm not sure, but we're gonna try. So basically, I'm trying to put this all back together. So I put this spring, this original spring, is in the slot it needs to go in already. So here is 2 plugs for the ignition. There's one that's on the chainsaw body itself, and then there's one down in here. So I guess it's kind of like a ground, it almost looks like. But I got to hook that up first. So let's see if you can see up in there. So right here, that's where that bolt is, and it's really tricky to get in. So I'm trying to tighten it as best as I can with these, because I can't really get my ratchet in there very well. Alright, so that's tight now. And then right below this bolt, there's a little port for where the fuel line needs to go. And this body comes with the fuel line. This handle, rear handle kit, comes with a new fuel line. So it should be dropped down right in here, so you can see. And hopefully I can slide it right over. We'll see. It's a little tight, and I don't have small fingers. There we go. Well, that went on there actually really well. Okay. So now I've got to take this. Oh, shoot. Drop that out of there. There's this little rubber piece. It goes in the side of this. And it holds on to those two little lines. Let's see if I can get one in there. And make sure everything's hooked up before I put everything, kind of situate everything back in there. There we go. Okay, now I gotta take this little, it's like a keeper ring. Alright, now I've got that situated. I can pull this little cable right here. That in there, maybe. All right. I'm going to put these together. I'm going to go ahead and put this broken handle back on. So I do not have a new one. I just don't want to lose track of anything. So the spring's supposed to fit in there right easy. I'll take this. Alright guys, so all in all it's right on the dot 12 o'clock, so that took me roughly an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, and I really have no experience at all working on chainsaws. This is my first personal chainsaw anyways. I've used them, but I'm by no means anywhere close to being professional. So, go ahead and show y'all. Everything looks good. Other than, I got to get a new cap for this fuel, but I should be able to hopefully seal that down enough to where I can see if it runs right. Like I said, I ran it a little bit after the tree originally fell on it, but I haven't had it running obviously ever since. So we'll see if I did everything right. I do not want to have to take this back apart, but so the next time y'all see me, I'll go ahead and put some fuel in it, put some bar oil in it. Actually, probably don't have to put borrow. I'll probably just put a little bit of fuel in it, and I'll try to start her up and see if she runs correctly. Hopefully, I hooked everything up. It seems like everything's working right. I mean, obviously, you can't tell with that ignition switch, but when I pull out the choke, push down, it pops right back in. So I think everything's situated correctly. That goes to show you that, I mean, if you pay attention to what you're doing, you can take it apart and put it back together. I'm good at the taking apart stuff, but not very good at putting it back together. Alright guys, so I just put some gas in it. Let's see if she starts. Pull the choke out. Got the on switch. Ready? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, gotta get going.